Hello and welcome to all you Libras. Here is your monthly horoscope for May of 2019. And May is a bit of a continuation of April. So there is one thing that I like to repeat there, but it is very much a preparation for next month. So next month, especially for the cardinal signs, and you are one of them, big changes next month. And because Mars is going to oppose Pluto, Saturn, and the nodes are involved. So that's for next month. But now it's about the preparation for that month. And how can you prepare at your best? Well, there is, of course, this energy that is all about Capricorn, that is all about in your case, your roots, where you're coming from, your emotional security. You have a lot of planets there. You have Saturn there, Pluto, and the South Node. And I made a separate video of that if you want to know a bit more in detail about that energy. But main thing is that also in May, Saturn and the South Node are very close to each other. So it's very much still something that has to do with deconstruction of old structures. Literally, some of you will be selling houses, saying goodbye to an old house, but lots of you, it will be on an emotional, psychological level. That old parts of you, they need to go, you need to deconstruct because you're ready for a full new carte blanche, so to speak, reconstruction. Because and especially when you have a Libra rising around the very end of it, you know, around 20 up until 29 degrees of Libra, you will feel it the most. But all Libras feel it, that there is some core of them that is finished, that is no longer useful, and that needs to go. And especially it has to do with old emotional behaviors, because the fourth house is, you could say, the house that is associated with the moon. So it's a bit like a transit of Saturn, Pluto, South Node, all on your moon, so to speak. So that means say goodbye to old structures. And it also means that trying to still control those old structures is not going to help you. It's on the contrary, it's going to make it worse or make it more difficult for you. And where do you need to focus on? Well, May is definitely showing you something else. May is showing you the North Node is already in your 10th house for a while, but now especially the second part of the month and onwards, it's Mars that you have there in the 10th house. So what is your new ideas for what you can do for society, what your little piece of energy can make a difference for society again? That might be work, that might be, if you're saying I'm not working, it could have to do with what you want to be seen as in the world. What's your contribution here? What do you want to contribute to planet Earth? That has nothing to do with family, or that has nothing to do with roots, but that has to do with specific your energy that you want to put in there. It's a very good, so for some of you, it will simply mean that maybe you haven't worked for like 10 years, and now because of your certain situation, you want to pick that up again, and this is fantastic, but it will demand some effort, of course, to not get attached too much on what was, and to get a bit of that out of that comfort zone. So for a lot of you Librans, it will have to do with starting again with working, or starting with a new job. That a very good time for that, or launching something new, or wanting to do something new. On another level, Mars in the 10th could also indicate that there is a bit of struggles going on at the workplace with a male figure. Maybe your boss is giving you a hard time. Again, it is very important for you to make sure that you're not falling into the pitfall of the ego struggle, so that you're not trying to change the boss or change the company that you're working with. I mean, that's a waste of energy. Of course, if you have control over it, you can do that, but mostly in this scenario, this is about not having the control. And you will gain more energy and more success when you put your focus onto the things that you can control, even if it's just a tiny little smart thing, a tiny little thing there. But for a lot of Librans, there is some new energy coming up, especially, and now is a preparation of that. The North Node in your 10th also means to, you know, for those of you who want to change their careers, who want to explode when it comes to career or new opportunities, it's there, and especially next month to make some huge changes there. But remember, it always has to do with, on an emotional level, old ways of how you react that they need to go. So for others, I've seen other clients as well that they are, you know, it depends on your age, of course, but that they are starting, it's very funny. I just saw 2 clients today and yesterday. They were in the same age range. They were around their 60s, and they have the North Node in the 10th house. And I thought, my goodness, that's weird, isn't it? I mean, you're 60 and you're having the North Node there in the 10th house, which means that you should, you know, maybe do a new career or whatever. And they are both doing that. Of course, very small, and one is trying to do their own business, but, you know, 1 day in a week or something, just to develop that, which is great with the North Node there, and also with Mars there. So it depends on every situation, of course, but it's better to go with the universe's energy instead of fighting against it. So another thing that is a bit more optimistic, you could say, and more this is the heavier energy that is going on for you. And mind you that this was energy of last month as well, and it will keep on going the whole year, but now is a bit of a peak here. Okay, so what of an emotional attitude that you know deep down inside is no longer suiting you? What do you need to let go of? Think about that. And the good stuff is the Venus, your ruler, Mercury, Uranus, all in the 8th house. Although the 8th house is not an easy house, it's the house of money of other people, values of other people, whether it is money, whether it is support, emotional, psychological, whatever. It is a time where you can get a lot of that. So Venus in the 8th house can attract, all of a sudden, because it's with Uranus, can attract maybe someone that's giving you some money, some loans, or you are getting a refund, or whatever it is. It's money that's not from you, not earned yourself, that you can get the support now. And excuse me, it could also mean that someone else is just giving you some emotional support, intimacy. It can increase the intimacy there. So it's certainly not all doom and gloom. It's certainly not all very serious, but there's also, you could get a beautiful gift all of a sudden around, especially you could say around the midst of the month, because there's the new moon there in your 8th house. Having said that, you had your personal full moons last month, so in April. So I hope that you've been able to put the balance back when the balance was a bit like that when it comes to relationships. So hopefully you're a bit more here where you want to be, where you're supposed to be as a Libran. Having said that, I think it's going to be, you know, a good month for you. I hope you will do whatever you need to do. Thank you so much for watching. And if you want a personal reading, just get in touch. See you soon. Bye-bye.